Da 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 da! What's my good cheer? Welcome, welcome, everybody. Let's give YouTube a couple of minutes to get those notifications out. In the meantime, if you've never popped into one of my lives before, hi, I'm Cindy. I explore the inside and the outside, and I have to say, some gratefuls out there that I was actually able to get outside today. I went for a good walk, a good solid walk where I actually felt that impact, and it wasn't so much that I was connecting with Mother Nature, even though that was really quite wonderful and it really did benefit me. It was keeping my word, because I remembered saying a couple of days ago that on these set of days off that I have to make sure that I put off to the side a little chunk to spend outside in however fashion I wanted to spend it outside, but actually spend some time outside, because I do spend a lot of time inside in my job, sitting here and taking lessons and delving into different topics that I know that are pertinent for that chasing of my goals and my dreams. And we had this word this week in effort. And I thought it was a pretty good word. I have no idea why that word wasn't action. And actually, in just saying that, um, I can appreciate why I put that word down instead of the word action, the word effort, because it basically does mean the same thing, but at the same time, the effort is our trying, right? You can have that dream of being a long jump in the Olympics and just be going for that gold medal. But if you don't have that physical or mental capability, even though, right, through practice and training, but let's add another 50 years onto your life just to make sure that we understand, right, that you're never going to be that gold medalist in that, right? But it doesn't mean that we can't pursue our dreams that are relatable in those topics and in those hobbies and dreams and ambitions and things that we want to do for our life. And even though we don't know how it's going to happen, right? We just put that movement in, right? We set those goals and we put that actual effort in. And that's the thing, it's that effort, it's that decision to take that action in the moment, right? Sometimes it's really easy to take action, right? Sometimes it's really easy to take action and we just kind of flow into it. Today was one of those days for me. I just could not go wrong. Everything I needed to do, everything I desired to do, everything that made me feel good about how my days off went and how I'm coming into my work week now with that little bit of movement in those days off. And it makes me appreciate the effort that I put in. Did I do a great job? Right? Right? Was that action there? Right? It's how we look at it. I feel good about what I accomplished on my set of days off. By somebody else's standard, I didn't do enough. And maybe by another person's standard, I did way too much. My feet did kind of hurt after that walk, but they pleasantly hurt. And I'm feeling right home and relaxed and feeling good that I accomplished a little bit. But without that, putting that one foot in front of the other in just doing what, right? If I have a moment, if it's no skin off my back, if it's not going to make me late for an appointment or late for work, if it's not going to, well, sometimes it does take our last penny, doesn't it? But I am a believer that, you get what you give. And if you just trust in that, anything that you come up in shortcomings will be taken care of. And again, today was one of those prime examples where things just couldn't go wrong for me, you know. And for somebody, you'd look at my day and go, that's it, right? But like I said, for others, they go, oh my goodness, right? She walked all that ways, right? She can do it. I can do it, right? She woke up this morning, right? Wondering what she was going to, right, make for dinner tonight. And then things just happen and you end up with choices, right? Rather than looking at what you can create with what you have in the moment, those days of survival and struggle and right, you got a couple of days till payday. And those things that can bring us down negatively, make us feel bad about ourselves. And so before I was coming in live and I knew, right, we had this word effort. And when I was talking about the Olympics, Cindy's not going for the gold medal in the Olympics. I don't have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and hit the weights, hit the gym, right? I'm not analytical in the sense of the word that I am being obsessed by numbers and evaluations and possibilities right before I'm trying to go to bed, right? When my head hits the pillow, my day my day is done, right? So that amount of effort that I am putting into my day, into my movement, to my own evolution, into creating the best human being I possibly can be, is going to be a totally different recipe to what you might, right, have to do to accomplish the things that you want to do, because guaranteed you're not going to want to do what I'm doing. And I'm pretty certain, right? I wouldn't have the energy to do what you want to do. But in that adapt and conquer, in that knowing, right? And I'm not a religious person, and yet, right? I have these ideas that I was brought up with, and they have served me in keeping me moving, in that action that I knew was the only thing that was going to help to resolve, to get me out of a sticky situation, or right, to put a meal on the table, or to come up with bus fare to get to work, whatever it is, right? It just doesn't have to be monetary. We have to believe that we can get that done by just moving into it, right? Just by just getting it done. I cried the blues on payday 2 weeks ago, right? I had decided I was going to pay everything off. I was going to leave myself with nothing. Somehow I was going to get through to next payday, right? Convinced I had everything I needed. And even though I didn't have everything I needed, I did have everything I needed. because as those needs arise in the moment, say, oh, I need a quart of milk. Oh, well, let's budget that. Somehow things arranged itself that I was not missing a beat in feeling like I was missing out on anything. I was connecting with Mother Nature. I had nice meals. I had my lessons. I had my job to delve into. I had my holidays coming up next month that I am deep into that research of mines and quarries and right learning about minerals and crystals, because even though it's a passion of mine, a hobby of mine, I am not an expert. But do I want the gold medal in being the expert? Because if I do, I have to put that effort in. I have to put that action in to take those lessons, to become knowledgeable in those hobbies that now will be part of my expertise in the experience I had at applying myself, right? I like to I like to know a little about everything, right? I am varied in my interest, but I'm only varied in my interest in how it can help me to evolve and help me to stay connected with other people. And I understand that, I only need enough to get myself into the conversation. Once I'm in the conversation, people are always happy to yap about what they love and those passions and those things that they think that their expertise in, and genuinely take an interest because, right, I did make that effort to learn a little bit about something, right? Can I sit for another 5 minutes and really listen and maybe possibly learn a little bit more, right? This is the way I think, right? Am I an expert in anything? Well, I'm applying myself in those lessons that I need, understanding that I may or may not, right? Excel, become the expert. But you know what? I am making that movement. I am putting that effort in despite what anybody might think that I'm capable of achieving, even in myself, what I think I can achieve, right? I'm just going to put that effort in anyway because I understand that none of us have a clear understanding of what we're capable of, right? And that's the truth. If you ask me a half a dozen years, right? If there was any chance that I would be so far ahead of myself in this moment where I'm sitting right now, I wouldn't have believed that it was possible, right? I probably wouldn't even recognize the person that I am. I might think I'm a little bit ballsy now, considering I'm talking about some of those topics that I possibly may have understood a little ways back, but only now being brave and having the courage and being comfortable in my own skin that I can express myself a little bit better and then possibly, right, in being able to express myself a little bit better, meaning more confidently allowing my belief in what I'm talking about to express itself, right? Because I am that evidence for myself, but I'm optimistic somewhere's down the road that that evidence is going to be visible and experienced by others, right? And that's only going to come by my effort and whether I'm doing a good job or a bad job. I don't know. I have nothing to compare it up against, right? So I have to put my best foot forward, right? Understanding this is still my life, right? I want to enjoy the landscapes. I want to enjoy the experience because I am creating the best human being I possibly can. And I have to be the evidence in that. And that can't be all mush, right? I'm not that person. I'm not waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go to the gym, but I want to contribute and be a steward to the world in my own fashion, right? And in my own little bit of movement that I make for myself that possibly might take me from not knowing anything to novice, to advance, to expertise, right? Understanding that it's only going to be through that effort that I put myself in because, right? This is this is knowledge. This isn't just something that you wake up and right. Sometimes miraculous experience do happen that can change your insight in a moment. I recognize that, right? But I think a lot of these things that we recognize is only those red ribbons on the forest trail to say, follow me, or you're going in the right direction, or right this way. And that's the truth. And so that's why I just keep moving. I just keep moving in those desires, in those goals, those dreams, not beating myself up that I'm not waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go to the gym because I do. 62 years old. And that guilt and shame, yes, right? But I know in my own fashion, I could do that, right? I could do the swimming pool. I like low impact exercise. I could take more of those walks like I took today. It was super amazing, super beneficial, and I got right into it. And I put in some serious kilometers, and I accomplished in that. And the day rolled by beautifully in that, and I still came home and had time for myself. It was a good day. It was a good set of days off, but it wouldn't have happened without my contribution, without at least, right, getting a little bit of steam together, right? A little choo choo that could, right? It's kind of amazing that I'm able to, right, just go off and, right, I have to take note that I don't have that person behind me giving me a little bit of a reminder or a little bit of a boot in the butt or holding me accountable or taking away my toys, right? Not like I have lots of toys, but there's lots of things in that attempt to stall me out, to trip me up, right? That these things do get thrown into the engine or, right, taken out, depending on how you want to look at it. Okay, you guys, that's my contribution today to this word that we have. It's our 52nd word. If you haven't hung out with me before, again, hi, I'm Cindy. I explore the inside and the outside, and we have been picking a powerful word every Monday and working with that word in different perspectives, different experiences. Sometimes those are my experiences. Sometimes it's an experience or a lesson or a YouTube video. Maybe it's something that triggered me and I've got to get it off my chest. But it is in playing with these words that I have found for myself that I've been able to really kind of take a look at myself only because, right, it's the word of the week. It has to be on the surface. It has to be top of mind in everything that I do. And because it is the word of the week, it is, right? So I'm in it. I'm in it when I come into the live, but I'm in it during the course of the day. And I'll be in it again when I come back after my show's over and see what I had to say. You guys have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.